Let's go to the Military Bowl. Let's talk Virginia Tech, Tulane. Tulane is catching 10. You lose Willie Fritz, and you lose a lot of that staff, right?
And players to the transfer
And a
portal
lot
as
of
well.
players to the transfer portal, like Chris Brazzell. But guess what? Michael Pratt's playing. Is he not? As of right now, we believe he's playing.
I I'm pretty sure that Kai Horton's going to be playing.
Okay.
That's what my
No,
intel is telling
isn't
me.
Kyle Horton in the transfer portal? I thought Kyle
Oh,
Horton
wait a
was.
minute. Oh, my apologies. He's gonna dress up. I read that so wrong. Yes, he's gonna dress up, but yeah, Michael Pratt will still start. He's still on the roster there for them at Tulane.
Yeah, I think the worry was that Michael Pratt was going to transfer. I don't think he might be an NFL guy. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, but Tulane has their quarterback. They have the running back. They have a coaching staff there. It's not necessarily the same one that was there before, but they're catching double digits against a Virginia Tech team who, by the way, overperformed this year. They made a bowl game. Not everyone anticipated that. We were pretty high on Brent Pry compared to some other people, uh, complimenting him. Kyron Drones, though, a lot of the success came when he came in to play quarterback, dual threat guy, transferred from Baylor. He's been playing pretty well. But here's the caveat here. He has not played particularly well against very good teams.
Is not.
So what's the deal there? How do you feel about this game?
I that line is way too big for me. I'm gonna take Tulane plus 10. And you know what? Let's kill them straight up. Let's get a little frisky here. Let's take a double-digit dog to get a win here, Tulane, straight up. I think that coaching staff, right? It worries me because Willie Fritz is gone, right? He will not be coaching. He has been doing his work at Houston, but those assistant coordinators and assistant staff and coordinators he's taken over are still going to coach in the game. I don't know how invested they're going to be able to be, but I think they owe it to these players on their team that they help recruit and develop to give it their best. I think they will. They'll be professionals about it. They do have a lot of players in the portal, right? You mentioned Chris Braswell, got a couple safeties, a couple really good edges. Your tight end as well. Um, but other than that, I think what they do really well is stop the run, right? And Virginia Tech's a team that has to run the ball to do well offensively, and that starts with drones, right? Tulane is 8th in rushing defense nationally, right? That is a really good number to be at, especially in this matchup here. That's why I think that line's a little too big. And you know what? If Virginia Tech can't get going offensively, I think Tulane might pull away. Mikey Hughes breaks off a couple big runs, and they get a win here.
Yeah, and I believe in my bowl pool, I took Virginia Tech at a very low number, but reevaluating, reassessing the situation, I think I wasn't sure if Michael Pratt was going to play because we filled these out all the way before, way back when. But now looking at it today, December 22nd, I'm going to go ahead and ride that with you. I'm going to take Tulane plus 10, and I'm going to take it to win straight up. I think 10 is way too many points. I'm not going to, it's not going to be on Dawson's Diner or anything because I still, like, that coaching staff uncertainty scares me.
Yeah.
It does. Like, when you have a gigantic shift in the coaching staff like that,
Partially the reason why that line is so heavy right there.
exactly. I mean, we saw that with Syracuse. Now they didn't have their quarterback yesterday, but like if you looked at their special teams was disorganized. I mean, running the offensive play calling was pretty abysmal. They were trying to pull all these trick plays. They didn't look very well rehearsed at all. It was a mess, and a lot of that was due to the entire coaching staff just getting sniped. So I like Tulane here a lot. But any other thoughts on like what does Virginia Tech need to do to win this game besides run the balls? Kyron Jones need to just have a game, or does their defense need to show up?
Well, obviously their defense does have to show up. I love their guys on the interior. Feldarius Payne and Norrell Pollard are really good up the front. And then they got some good corners, right? Dorian Strong and Mansur Delane. Mansur Delane, true sophomore, a guy that was really highly rated as a true freshman a year ago. Um, the thing is that yes, they do have to run the ball, but they got to get Daquan Felton involved in big plays. Right, he averages over 17 yards a catch. That's going to be key to them. And Kyron Jones, while he's got a great arm and he's a really good athlete, consistency down to down is not really there, and that's where they've had their struggles against good defenses that make him go the distance and put the ball in his hands in 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 7s, right? So they got to stay ahead of the chains, and then they also got to hit explosive plays with run after catch, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and a lot of times in bowl games, you have to pass the vibe check for me, and Virginia Tech passes the vibe check
For
for me,
sure.
which is why it makes me nervous. Like in the bowl pool, it was really easy for me to pick Virginia Tech, even though I didn't put a lot of confidence points on them. But I just gotta with the amount of talent in that Tulane room, and I kind of like Tulane just straight up. But I could definitely see me regretting Uh, I could definitely see me regretting 2 weeks from now, not trying to middle this thing with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, 10 is a lot. That's the thing. It scares me away. But also, you mentioned Brent Pry and the vibes check. Virginia Tech's in a bowl game, and like, yes, that's the standard at Va Tech. But going into this year, I don't know if a lot of people were as high on them to make this bowl game, right? And they get it done, and I think they're really excited to be there for sure.
Absolutely. Also, I mean, Lawrence Keys, right? I believe that's a key player for Tulane. He's not going to be, not sure if he's going to be playing at wide receiver for those guys, but just something to monitor, of
Well, and
course.
that hurts them even more without Chris Brazel. But they did get a big addition back in Jaquan Jackson. Came back for that championship game in the AAC. He looked for him to get involved early in that passing game there. But also, you got to think about this game is being played in Annapolis, Maryland, right? This is right next to
Right. It's right in the
Tech,
backyard,
and so Tulane has
Blacksburg.
to go all the way up to Maryland there. So who knows? A lot of family. I'm sure the Virginia Tech guys very close to that, Baltimore metro area, et cetera, et cetera.